The first thing that you have to do as a founder is you have to go from the technical thing that you know how to do and that you can add value with to learning how to manage people. And for me, that probably cost Groq 3 to 4 years.
Say more about this.
I was a terrible leader. I was one of the world's worst leaders. When I started, I had a lot of, I gave people a little too much latitude because I'm more of a delegator, but I entrusted people who probably shouldn't have been entrusted with that level of autonomy. I didn't hire people who could operate autonomously, but I was naturally someone who would delegate and give autonomy. So what ended up happening was things would just grind to a halt because they wouldn't know what to do. And I wasn't telling them what to do, and they were used to being told what to do. And then finally I would get so frustrated, I would go in there and tell them what to do, but it was so unnatural to me that they didn't accept it.
Why is telling people what to do unnatural to you?
I work through questions. I like to set high level direction. So for me, my leadership style was come up with a goal that was it took me a while to get there, but come up with a goal that was so simple that I could put it on a challenge coin and give it to everyone. So everyone at Groq had a challenge coin that said 25 million tokens per second and had a little graph of it going up. And everyone knew that was the thing to do. And it's sort of like when you ask, an agent, an AI agent, to do something, the fewer constraints you give it, the more freedom it has to solve your problem. And so I liked to work with incredibly creative people who would come back with surprises.
Say that part again.
This is important.
The fewer constraints?
The fewer constraints that you give someone, the more freedom they have to solve the problem. Okay. And the more freedom they have to surprise you with the solution. So if you want to run a highly, highly creative and innovative organization, then what you really want to do is minimize the number of constraints, but you also have to give them the things that matter. If you aren't able to very crisply distill what you're trying to accomplish, then either you're going to over-constrain or under-constrain the people. When you're trying to do something as a founder, you are inherently trying to disrupt an old industry. There's a moat. You're trying to do something differently. If you're not doing something differently, what's the point? There are already these well-established, well-funded companies. If you can bring a team together that is also disrupting and innovative, and it's not just you, then it goes from, being Superman to being the Avengers. And so that was just my natural leadership instinct. Had I been more of a command and control person, I should have doubled down on command and control, but you have to just do what's natural.
Have you spent any time studying Kelly Johnson, the guy that did Skunkworks at Lockheed?
Not too much.
Okay, he has this great quote where he said, it reminded me of what you just said when you do the challenge coin for Groq. He says, extreme performance often comes from one brutally clear priority.
Yes. And you see this because if you don't give people a clear enough but under-constrained enough objective that they can't surprise you in a good way with the result, then you are not giving them the ability to innovate. I want to double down on that for a second.
Go for it.
The only way for your team to innovate, right, without you being the innovator, is they must be able to surprise you in a good way, which means you must not over-constrain the goal.